Yeah, what's Noopept?
What would it's a nootropic,
Yep.
right? Yeah, I don't know like what an actual compound is, but it's just like essentially pairing it with something like carnitine and choline. It's like we talked about at the beginning of the workout, where it's like people get into these habits of like, oh, I need my caffeine to wake up. Oh, I need my pre-workout to wake up. But it's like if you understand what the carnitine, what the choline is actually doing, and then take something like Noopept, which is going to basically like just increase, like you can explain it better, but
Yeah,
it just,
so like Noopept, I think the best way to think of Noopept very succinctly is it's going to lower the cost of LTP. So being able to make long-term potentiation, like make these, like if you're working on a skill, you're working on, maybe it could even be something like homework, riding a bike, like literally anything you're trying to do that's new. It's going to lower the cost of this long-term potentiation.
and that's like the dumbed down way that I was gonna say it. It's like it can increase or theoretically increase like the rate at which you can like learn something or acquire a new skill. So
That's
like
amazing.
so like you guys saw, like Mark, we were talking about my deadlift during the session, how it was such a new approach for me, and like just learning how to sumo correctly and being able to hold on to stuff correctly since I had all those nerve injuries and whatnot, like using the carnitines, the cholines, and the Noopeps to actually apply it in that context to learn these new techniques and apply them and like cause this change that normally would take years to happen. It basically increases your ability to have that athletic intuition that we were talking about. You can pick up on something quicker if you focus on it and if you approach it with a great deal of intent, like we're all trying to do. So,
Are these like category of supplements? Are they all stimulating the brain? The choline and the
No, I wouldn't.
Noopept and
I guess the carnitine choline is a mild stimulant. Like you wouldn't want to take it right before bed. Like it's probably going to keep you awake. But Noopept, no, not really a stimulant at all. It's not going to like all of a sudden make you want to go do something or whatever. You'll feel it, but you'll feel.
I guess I used the wrong word. I didn't mean stimulate the brain. I just meant like, is that where things are happening? Is mainly in the brain?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Almost mostly in the brain. Yeah.
Question too, like you mentioned, you don't want to take before bed. So what if somebody's using this before an evening workout? Is that something that like would keep you revved up post workout, or is there like a time you want to pay attention to?
No, that's a good question, because if I were going to be training at night, see, I would lean away from any caffeine and I would just do like nectar. And that's probably all I would do. This nectar is what we call the carnitine-choline. It's the actual product that, we buy. But that's what I would lean into, because if you're taking a caffeine, it's like, cool, it's going to it's going to alter the adenosine in your brain. It's literally going to keep you up, make your brain think it's earlier than it is. So, you get done with training, it's like, I'm still awake, you know? But you won't quite get that with the carnitine-choline. It's not going to alter adenosine or anything. It's not a dopamine reuptake inhibitor as well. So it's not like going to just flood your your brain with like catecholamines and just like keep you wired.
Does the presence of calories make a difference? Like if you ate right beforehand, or was
Yep, absolutely. So there's actually a pretty cool study. You can probably find it just by looking up. I think it's 80 grams of carb. It's like 80 grams carbohydrates with carnitine. I'll find it for you guys. But anyway, it's like you actually get this different threshold with carnitine based on what you have eaten. So once you pass this mark of like 80 grams of carbs and take it, you actually start biasing. This drug actually becomes a little bit different. So 80 grams of carbs plus, you get this pretty cool effect where it's pretty hard to get hypoxic now. So like if you're going to go in and train, you're trying to get a whole bunch of work done, you're going to start paying a lot of this debt, this acute hypoxia debt via fatty acids, and you're not paying near as much with glucose. But if it's less, we're just going to start to kind of like bias a little bit more towards fatty acids, but it's not quite the same effect.
Interesting. How about, and I don't think L-Carnitine or choline injectable is illegal in almost any type of competition. So if somebody were to use this like before a powerlifting meet or a jiu-jitsu competition, would it be something that could increase performance? Or is it something that if you're doing something cardio-based like jiu-jitsu, would it make you gas out more? Like gas out quicker?
No, that's a really good question. In just about every setting you can think of, it's going to help you gas out less.
Okay.
It's a really cool thing to take. Absolutely legal in literally every sport. Like,
Am I way off by saying maybe it kind of almost puts you fat adapted a little bit?
a little bit,
That's
yeah.
kind of what I was going to say. It's like, because if you think about terms and like think about the energy systems as a whole, it's like going back to like high school biology or chemistry or whatever, I don't even know what it would be called, but it's like you think about like the first energy system, like speed power, second energy system, carbohydrate metabolism, like a little bit longer, and then fatty acid metabolism, where it's like super long endurance, marathon running, whatever. You think about all of the energy systems in like vacuums, but we're not like closed systems, humans that are doing things. Like they're all working at the same time. So by getting a little bit more like you said, like fat adapted, or just biasing towards using like your fatty acid metabolism as your form of energy source, it just lets you deplete that first and then lean into, when that is gone, then it's this energy system, the glycolytic side, and then even like the stored ATP and whatnot. So it doesn't, like, I wouldn't say that it increases like the capacity of your gas tank, but it like increases the efficiency at which you use the gas that you have.
Would this potentially help somebody with like higher triglycerides?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like, it might help you utilize that as energy?
Because what you got to think about is like when you have this lipolytic effect, you get this when you're releasing fat, right? Fat goes into the bloodstream. You have a little protein called albumin that is kind of like shuttling it through the bloodstream. It goes to whatever cell that, needs the energy, and it goes to this little carnitine shuttle system, right? And so you're absolutely getting to actually beta oxidize is the term, oxidize this fatty acid a little bit more efficiently.
Did you feel anything when you took this today? This is your first time taking...
I haven't noticed necessarily feeling anything when taking like carnitine or choline. I haven't like acutely noticed anything during like training. But it does... One thing I did notice is it does seem to over time, not in like one dosage, but it does seem to over time make me a little bit leaner, or at least appear a little bit leaner. I know everyone's probably like, I'm going to get that. I think it really does. So I think, some of the information of carnitine, like liberating fat, I think makes a lot of sense.
Power Project family, we appreciate you checking out this clip. Check out another one. Just go check out another one. Or comment down below and let us know what you liked about this one. But we love you guys, and we're going to keep bringing you the heat. So comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, okay? Peace.